Hello, watches are one of the most notorious wealth and status symbols in our society. Whenever we think of a rich and successful person, we always think of someone sporting a big and luxurious watch. And that's probably why some watches can cost millions of dollars and still be considered worth the investment by those who can afford them. You are watching the top 10 most expensive watches in the world, and in this video, I am going to show you the top 10 most expensive watches in the world, what makes them so expensive, and also who are the proud owners of these watches in case you are curious to know. But before we begin, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We here at Top 10 Luxury Edition are always uploading videos for you to take a sneak peek into the world of luxury. And if you like this type of content, also hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And without further ado, here are the top 10 most expensive watches in the world. Number 10. Hublot Big Bang. Number 10 on our list of the most expensive watches in the world is the Hublot Big Bang. Well, Hublot is a brand that prides itself in being a unique and innovative high-end luxury brand, and this watch is certainly a poster child for all of that. The Hublot Big Bang has a revolutionary design. Its case and bracelets are made of 18K white gold, and there are more than 1,200 diamonds carefully encrusted on the watch's hardware. And as you can expect, the price tag on it is massive. The Hublot Big Bang is valued at more than $5 million. But here's the thing, you probably won't be able to get one, even if you have the money to spare. And that's because this watch is part of a limited edition with only one unit. And its owner is none other than Jay-Z, the famous rapper and businessman who has an estimated net worth of $1 billion. He received it as a gift from his wife, Beyoncé, to celebrate his 43rd birthday. So I doubt he is getting rid of it anytime soon. Number 9. Patek Phillipe Ref 1518. The next most expensive watch in the world is the Patek Phillipe Ref 1518. This watch was designed way back in 1941 by Patek Philippe himself, and it is a watch that has certainly gone down in watchmaking history. After all, it was the first watch ever to have a perpetual calendar and a chronograph. There are only 4 Patek Philippe Ref 1518 watches in the world, and the richest watch collectors in the world would gladly give an arm and a leg to have a chance to buy this wristwatch. In fact, one Patek Philippe Ref 1518 was recently sold at an auction in Geneva for little more than $11 million. So that goes to show you how much this watch is worth for those in the know. Number 8. Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona. The 8th most expensive watch on our list is the Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona. Now, the Rolex Daytona watch was introduced way back in 1963, and it was designed by Rolex to be the go-to watch for professional racers and those who have a passion for speed and motorsports. This watch is not cheap. You won't be able to find any ordinary Rolex Daytona retailing for less than $250,000. But here's the thing, the 8th most expensive watch in the world is not an ordinary Rolex Daytona. Instead, it is Paul Newman's own Rolex Daytona watch. In case you don't know, Paul Newman was arguably the biggest success symbol back in the 80s. He was a race car driver, film director, Hollywood star, sex symbol, and successful businessman back in his prime. He was the man that all women wanted and all men aspired to be like. But what made his Rolex Daytona watch so valuable and sought after was the fact that he was frequently seen in magazine covers wearing it. And that's why most watch collectors are dying to get their hands on this watch. So much so that it was recently auctioned for a whopping $17.1 million. Just to put this number into perspective, you could buy more than 50 Lamborghinis with the same amount of money. Quite a lot if you ask me. Number 7. Jacob & Company Billionaire Diamond Watch. Now, the 7th most expensive watch in the world is the Jacob & Company Billionaire Diamond Watch. And as the name suggests, it was made with the ultra-high net worth people in mind. For instance, one of the proud owners of this watch is Floyd Mayweather, the famous professional boxer who boasts a net worth of more than $500 million. Well, the Billionaire watch is truly a masterpiece. It is a diamond watch with more than 325 emeralds and diamonds sourced from the very best gemstones around the world. And not to mention that its case and bracelets are made out of pure white gold. Well, if you want to buy a watch like this, you can expect to fork over a little more than $18 million. But if you are a billionaire and have the money to spare, this will probably be a chump change to you. Number 6. Patek Phillipe Supercomplication. The sixth most expensive watch on our list is the Patek Phillipe Supercomplication. This watch was designed way back in 1933 by Patek Philippe himself, and the goal of this watch, just as the name suggests, was to be the most complicated watch to ever exist. And it certainly achieved its goal. There are more than 24 features on it, such as a chronograph, a minute repeater, a three-way setting system, an alarm, and even a star chart. Now, the last known owner of this watch was the Sheikh Saud of the Qatari royal family, but he recently auctioned it for a jaw-dropping price of $24 million. And as is usually the case, the buyer of this precious and valuable watch has decided to remain anonymous. So we can only imagine who might have been lucky enough to buy it. Number 5. 201 Carat Watch. The next expensive watch on our list is the 201 Carat watch. This watch was crafted and designed by the famous Swiss high-end luxury brand Chopard. It has a unique design with close to 900 naturally colored diamonds encrusted in pure yellow and white gold hardware. But there is something else that makes the 201 carat that much more unique. At the center of the watch, there are 3 ultra-rare heart-shaped diamonds. They open up like petal flowers in the sun. Truly a work of art. Well, this watch is valued at a whopping $25 million, and it holds the title of the most expensive woman's wristwatch in the world. Unfortunately for us, the few collectors who own them prefer to remain anonymous, which means we may never know who these high-profile people are. Number 4. Breguet number 160. The fourth most expensive watch in the world is the Breguet number 160, also known as the Marie Antoinette pocket watch. The Breguet number 160 dates way back to 1783, when Abraham Louis Breguet, an already well-established watchmaker at the time, received an order from none other than Marie Antoinette. Mary was the Queen of France, and she was known for lavishly spending taxpayer money on luxury items, such as jewelry, watches, and decoration. To no surprise, she ordered from Breguet a watch piece with literally every single feature and complication that was possible to fit into a watch at the time. And she was willing to pay any price for it as long as it matched her requirements. And so, Breguet spent years on end designing and crafting a complicated watch just as the Queen envisioned. But unfortunately for Marie, the story took a sudden turn for the worse when the French Revolution started. The revolutionaries were very angry at the royal family, so much so that they sentenced all of them to death on the guillotine, including Marie. Well, turns out she never had the chance to see the watch, which is a brilliant masterpiece, I must say. It is a sophisticated gold pocket watch comprised of more than 800 components made out of yellow and pink gold. And all friction points are carefully made of sapphires. Today, the Breguet number 160 is valued at $30 million, but no one owns it. It's on display at the LA Mayor Museum in Israel for anyone to see this brilliant piece of art. Number 3. Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime. The next one on our list is the Patek Philipe Grandmaster Chime. Well, this watch was made to celebrate the 175th anniversary of the iconic Patek Philippe brand, one of the world's most renowned luxury watchmakers. And if we are being honest with one another, this watch may seem like a regular luxury watch at first sight. Its design is not fancy, and there is nothing on it that we haven't seen before. But what makes it so complicated is that it is the most complicated wristwatch in the world, with more than 20 complications, 2 dials, and 6 patented innovations. Now, this watch was recently bought at an auction in Geneva for a whopping $31.7 million. And as usual, the buyer wished to remain anonymous so as to not draw unwanted attention. But here's some good news for you in case you want to buy this masterpiece. An anonymous seller from Shanghai has just listed the Grandmaster Chime on a website specialized in selling luxury watches, and he is asking for a whopping $72 million for the watch. Well, that seems like a lot of money to put down in a watch if you ask me. But who knows, maybe a bored multi-billionaire with more money than he knows what to do with will buy it. Number 2. Fascination. The second most expensive watch on our list is the Fascination by Graf Diamonds. And simply put, the Fascination is truly a sight to be seen, arguably the most beautiful watch on this whole list. It has more than 152 carats of white diamonds sourced from the finest gemstones in the world, an ultra-rare pear-shaped diamond at the center, and it is designed to be used as a bracelet, a watch, or even a ring if you want to, which will be very comfortable to wear either way you choose to. And according to Lawrence Graf, CEO of Graf Diamonds and also the man who envisioned this marvelous watch, the rarest and most precious diamonds are his inspirations for everything he does on his designs. As you can expect, not just the design is comparable to those of diamonds, but also the price tag. This masterpiece is valued at $40 million, and there is only one Fascination watch in the whole world, which is believed to have been sold to an anonymous multi-billionaire from Asia. Number 1. Hallucination. And the most expensive watch in the world is the Hallucination. Well, this is yet another high-end luxury watch made by Graf Diamonds, and Lawrence Graf is once again responsible for its concept and design. And he is not humble about this fact. He even refers to the Hallucination watch as a sculptural masterpiece. But I have to admit that he is right. The watch has a strikingly unique design made of rare colored diamonds and a tiny quartz dial. And once again, the diamonds were carefully sourced from the best and rarest sources throughout the world. Now, tens of thousands of hours were put into the making of this watch, and a host of professional gemologists, luxury designers, and skilled craftsmen were part of this project. No wonder it comes with a hefty price tag of $55 million. Just to put this number into perspective, you could buy more than 180 Lamborghinis with this much money, but I suppose those who can afford to buy this watch are already bored by sports cars. Alright, you've just watched the top 10 most expensive watches in the world. As you can see, all of the watches on our list were made of diamonds, gold, and other ultra-rare materials. And I am sure that plays a big part in why they are so expensive and also why they are such a wealth and status symbol. Now, I want to hear from you. If you had the money to spare, which one of these watches would you buy? Let me know in the comment section down below. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and until next time.